Welcome everyone to Dead Talk Live. I'm your host Viz from Walking Dead Now. Want to welcome everyone to tonight's show, regular viewers and new viewers alike. If you are visiting us for the first time and want more information about our show, please visit our website right up there at deadtalklive.com. I want to welcome everyone on the Instagram side. We have Clody joining us, Jalco, Mina, AZ Gamer, Regular is joining us. A lot of people on the Instagram side. Sophia is joining us, 6N92. Sandra Carroll, welcome. And Campo is with us on Facebook. Tina is also joining us. Bree is also joining us on Facebook. And it looks like the YouTube is still having chat issues, but I am prepared. I am going to bring up the actual broadcast so I can see the YouTube chat. I am going to bring up the actual broadcast. All right. Turn down the volume there. Okay, guys. On YouTube, we have TW Freak who's joining us. Rick Grimes is in the house. Gypsy Road is joining us. Jason Byrne is joining us on YouTube. Cassandra, Lincoln on Discord. Xanders is also joining us. I hope everyone's having a fine evening tonight and you're enjoying your Tuesday. It's still Tuesday for us here in the U.S. I know there are some people around the globe, as we have a global audience, who it's Wednesday for you guys. So welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. I hope everyone is doing well. Angela on YouTube, hello. Vanessa is in South Africa, where it's 3:30 in the morning. Wow. Kimmy is with us on YouTube. Welcome, Kimmy. Hard Productions is also joining us on YouTube as well. Sass Chick is going to be monitoring the chats. Andrew and Marie are going to be moderating between YouTube and Instagram. AG5 is with us. Welcome. Hernan has also joined us on Instagram. We have a nice big crowd with us for a Tuesday evening. Andrew Valentine is also with us, a regular on Instagram as well. So let's see what news we have today. Not a big news day today, but I do want to ask, how many of you guys remember DJ from The Walking Dead? And if you don't, I've got his picture right here. Remember DJ? This is DJ from The Walking Dead, played by actor Matt Magnum. He was on the Talk Dead to Me podcast, which is produced by Skybound, which is a partner of The Walking Dead. Welcome Sunako on Facebook from the Philippines. Lynn Montenegro is also in the Philippines. Marta is joining us on Facebook. Welcome to all you guys. Maria, a regular, is also joining us on Facebook. So anyway, Matt was on the podcast, and he gave a great interview on. Well, let me just go ahead and read you the interview. I usually cut down the articles because the majority of them are fluff, but this whole article was kind of amazing. So I'm going to read you the article. And if you remember, DJ died during the fair slaughter that Alpha put on the Kingdom Fair with the heads on the pikes. I'm trying to remember if DJ's head was on the pike or not. I know he died trying to save some of them from being kidnapped by Alpha, and he died alongside a highwayman. But let me just go ahead and read you the article. So, The Walking Dead actor Matt Magnum admits he expected more longevity from the reformed savior, because he was a savior, DJ, saying it was a gut punch when his character died before the Whisperer War, unfurling in the show's 10th season. DJ first appears in the 8th season episode, How It's Gotta Be, taking part in Negan's, played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan, explosive assault against Alexandria, but joins the community led by Michonne, Denai Guerrera, sometime during a 6-year time jump. In the episode The Calm Before, the penultimate episode of the 9th season, DJ is killed by Alpha, played by Samantha Morton, during an attempt to free survivors captured by the Whisperers. That's the slaughter. He goes on to say, it's a gut punch. I was trying to think of a nicer way to put it. Magnum said on the podcast about DJ's death. You kind of expect it's not going to happen. Well, no, sorry. He says you kind of expect it is going to eventually happen based on the show and what it is, that you're just not going to last forever. I started to feel like DJ had built some longevity and that maybe he would be there longer. It is Sadiq. Oh, we have a caller. Welcome. You are on Dead Talk Live. What's your name?
The account Rick Grimes is mine.
Oh, hello, Rick Grimes. How you doing?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing good. Do you have a question or a comment?
I just wanted to add who do you think, or question, who do you think will kill Beta in the TV show?
I think it's going to be either Daryl or Negan. Based on those pictures that they released to us a couple days ago, where we see Daryl and Negan sort of looking each other in the eye, I think those two come up with a plan, and I think I'm leaning more towards Negan. I think Negan.
I've been hoping to.
Yeah, I think Negan killing Beta is going to solidify himself to the communities, and we're actually going to be talking about Negan today and his road to redemption.
Okay, well, I just wanted to call and comment on that, and I'm about to join back on the podcast.
All right, well, thank you so much for calling in.
You're welcome.
Okay, we'll talk later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, there we go. We got our first caller for today. So, okay, so where was I? It was Sadiq who reveals DJ died alongside Highwayman Ozzy and Alec trying to save nearly a dozen heroes abducted by the Whisperers, including Enid and Tara, played by Alana Masterson, who were ultimately decapitated. He goes on to say, I really wanted to be there for the Whisperer War after reading it in the comics, Magnum said. There's a specific scene in the comics where I think it's Dwight who is carrying the baseball bat Lucille, and they're in the middle of the Whisperer War, and he tosses Lucille to Negan, and he just starts going to town. Magnum is referencing a scene from the Walking Dead comic 159 where Negan uses his trademark weapon to battle Whisperer Beta. So they may really stick with the comic books, and even though Aaron is the one who offs Beta in the comic books, they may flip it and they may have Negan do it in the TV show. Material from the issues 158 to 160 inspires the coming 10th season finale, including the tactic used by Daryl, played by Norman Reedus, and the other heroes to infiltrate the Walker horde unleashed by Beta. I was like, I want that. I want DJ to be the one to toss Lucille back to him, Magnum says. So I started to feel like DJ was going to be around for a little bit. It sucks, but it's part of the show, and it's part of show business. Magnum briefly reprised his role in Season 10, Episode 13, called What We Become, where a drugged Michonne hallucinated what might have happened if she joined the Saviors. So, like I said, it was a great article from start to finish, and there was no real pieces I can cut out. The whole thing was just full of interesting information, and I wanted to share it with you guys. AZ Gamer on Instagram writes, Viz, is Kelly going to die in the Season 10 finale? I hope not. I like Kelly. I really, really do. Gamer also writes, Daryl and Negan looking in the eyes. Song mashup badlier. Let's see what else is going on Instagram. On the YouTube side, let's see. Brian Atcham is here with us on YouTube. Monica is also with us. Hello, Monica. Let's see. I'm just reading through the names. I have to flip back and forth to see the YouTube chats. So Rick Grimes is saying hello. Rick Grimes is the person who just called us on the phone. Pedro is also joining us on Instagram. So along with that interview, they released a little blurb from the podcast where Matt, who played DJ, revealed a funny moment, I guess is the best way to explain it, where that happened with Andrew Lincoln. So instead of me just telling you the story, I captured the video, and this is from the podcast Talk Dead to Me by Skybound, and I'm going to play it back for you right now, and you guys can all hear this funny story that Matt has to share about Andrew Lincoln, who of course plays Rick on The Walking Dead.
Well, I mean, I'm sure people know Andy's always has his AirPods or earphones, earbuds, whatever. He always has those in, whether he's learning lines or running some music to get him set for it. You know, I only had one. I guess I had more than one scene with Andy. I mean, all of season 8, I was with Jeffrey at the Sanctuary.
Right.
So it wasn't until season 9 that I actually got to be in scenes with other people, which was really cool. What was it? 903 or 904, somewhere around there, where DJ was part of Jed's little band that was trying to get the guns, and there's a scene where we ambush Carol and Rick in the woods, and so that was one of my really only hardcore scenes, I guess, with Andy. But yeah, I mean, that was a pretty intense one, and he was off on the side, like prepping and the way he does. And God, I remember we were getting ready to shoot. I don't know if I should say this or not. I guess he wouldn't care. And like when we were setting up where we were cameras, he and I were opposite each other, both hiding in the woods, but where we could see each other. And he was just getting hyped up, and he's like, "Man, this is just so fucking fun." And I was like, "Yes, it is. Like, this is so fun." It's like 3 a.m. at that time. We're in the woods, and the smoke's going, the lights are up, and yeah, it was good, man. It's fun.
So there you guys have it. You know, a little behind the scenes look at Andrew Lincoln, and we've heard this from our guests. We've heard this from other guests, from other interviews that I've recounted on here. Man, Andrew Lincoln just sounds like an amazing person to work with. And he just sounds like he just had so much fun throughout his, 9+ seasons playing the role of Rick Grimes. I mean, who wouldn't? The lead role in The Walking Dead. Holy cow. How can you not have fun playing that? Even with all the harsh conditions that these people have to work through, the Georgia heat, the sun. We've heard everybody mention that, how just exhausting it is. As you heard Matt say in that interview, they're up at all hours at night, shooting, getting up early in the next day to shoot the day scenes. It's a lot of work, guys. It's a lot of work. And for them to, for Andrew in particular, who played Rick, to take that kind of work and turn it into something fun, and not only fun for himself, but to sort of spread that around with the other cast members, I think is freaking awesome. I love that, I absolutely love that. Cassandra is with us on YouTube. Gypsy writes, that was cool. Harcees is with us on YouTube as well. Kat is joining us on YouTube. Welcome, Kat. Harcees writes, does Rick come back in The Walking Dead season 11? No. Rick is not coming back. He's to the TV show. Rick is coming back to the movies, which we are all very amped up for, the Rick Grimes movies. So anyway, that was Matt's story. I thought it was very good to share. Amir on Facebook writes, that was really awesome. Amir is from India. Welcome. Cami is joining us on Facebook. Welcome, Cami, on Facebook. So let's see what we have on Instagram. Maya15 is with us. Welcome, Maya. Luke West is joining us, saying it's been a while. It has been a while. Sandra Carroll writes, World Beyond did not shoot in London. World Beyond shot in my state where I'm living in right now, just 2 hours south of me in Richmond, Virginia. And I am kicking myself in the butt for not going to, at least try to get a glimpse at the filming. But there's still another season that they have to film, and I still may have my opportunity. Yeah, World Beyond was shot literally less than 120 miles away from me in Virginia. So I'm actually kind of psyched about that. AZ Gamer writes, World Beyond new trailer just dropped a couple of hours ago. I have not seen that new trailer. No, I have not seen it yet. I will, though. I will definitely see it. Let's see, just scrolling down. Gamer also writes, he's just repeating the trailer thing. Angle is waving at us. Tommy is joining us on Instagram. Tina on Facebook writes, when he left, it felt all wrong. But now, since Andrew has been gone, it's getting easier. It was easier. And I bet a lot of us wondered, how was The Walking Dead going to go on? I asked myself that question when Shane left. I don't know, how is The Walking Dead going to go on without Shane? It did. How is the show going to go on without Glenn? It did. Abraham, it did. Carl, it did. The show goes on because we have so many great characters. And I understand a lot of people stopped watching when their character favorite died. That's your call. I'm not judging you either way on that. I've had family members that have stopped watching when Carl died. That's fine. For me, the show is more than just one character. My favorite was Rick Grimes. He was my favorite character. I did not stop watching The Walking Dead because Rick left. And I'm glad I didn't, because we're about to finish this fabulous season 10, and I'm glad I never stopped watching it. The thought of even stopping never even crossed my mind. John Sullins is with us on YouTube. Wants to know, where's a place that I can watch Fear the Walking Dead in World Beyond? It depends if you're in the U.S. or whichever country you're in. Fear the Walking Dead is not available on Netflix. I'm trying to remember the street. Hulu. Fear the Walking Dead, guys, is on Hulu. Hulu is not a free service, but I believe they offer a free trial. So if you guys want to at least get started on Fear the Walking Dead and you want to sign up for a free Hulu trial, please go ahead and do so. And if you want to continue it, or if you can binge all 5 seasons in that whatever free trial period is, more power to you. So, yep. Cassandra says, who's in Mexico, Fear is also available on iTunes. Yeah, it's also, those are paid services. Hulu is a paid service as well. It's available on iTunes. It's available on Vudu. It's available on Fandango now. There are places where these shows are available, but just remember, they're not free. That's the only thing. They're not free. Cassandra writes, me too, Viz. My sister gave up, but the show is about the community of people and how they overcome. You're absolutely correct, Cassandra. Absolutely. Jason Byrne on Instagram writes, a friend of mine in the U.S. used to live an hour away from where Alexandria was set. I live 15 minutes away from Alexandria, the real Alexandria. So let's see what other stuff I've got for you guys today. Just a reminder, guys, this Friday is that virtual Walking Dead location virtual tour. that our guest 2 nights ago, Sabrina Gennarino, who played Tommy L on The Walking Dead, is going to be a part of. Her and Jadis, Pollyanna McIntosh, are going to be hosting this virtual tour. It's coming up this Friday, August 14th. It starts at 7 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. It's available worldwide on Zoom from the comfort of your own home. I got my ticket. I'm going to be there. And I know a lot of other members of my team also got their tickets. I'm very excited. You get a tour of the location set of The Walking Dead. You get a Q&A session with Pollyanna and Sabrina. And you get an autographed picture of both of them. So you can't lose there. And I have a picture of them, not this one. We saw this one. Here is Sabrina and Pollyanna acting a little goofy. That's Sabrina on the left, Tommy L. And that's, of course, Jadis on the right, Pollyanna McIntosh. So if you guys haven't gotten your tickets yet and you're a big-time Walking Dead fan, it's $69. So I think that's worth it. And you get a 2-hour tour, Q&A, autograph picture, the whole 9 yards. So definitely would recommend that. AZ Gamer, I know you want your comments read, but you don't have to keep repeating them. Okay? I know you want me to read your comments, but please don't clog up the Instagram chats. I will get to your comment, and if I miss it, we're on every day. So it's not like I'm on once a week. AZ Gamer writes, Viz, are we going to see a post or end credit scene of the Rick Grimes movie in the Walking Dead World Beyond? Are we going to see a post or end credit scene? Oh, I know what you're talking about. Like an after credit scene? No, they do that in movies. The Avengers movies. All of the Marvel's movies are notorious for that. After the credits, you get like a little 20 to 30 second scene that usually leads in regards to the next movie coming up. I don't think AMC, Skybound, also Universal, who's a part of the deal of the movie, I don't think they're going to do that, especially on the TV show World Beyond. So I would not count on that. I would not count on that. Shout18 writes, how much are the tickets? And the same thing to you too. The tickets are going to be $69. The tickets are $69 plus tax. So that's how much the tickets are, guys. Let's see what's going on. I got to flip over to the YouTube side. Just looking at you guys' chats. Xanders writes, I'm definitely going to buy my ticket tonight. Where do you go buy it? Good question. So to buy your tickets, you go to thecampevents.com/virtual. Saz, can you put that up on the Universal chat? Marie, can you put that up on Instagram? It's the camp events with an S at the end .com/virtual. That's where you can go and buy your tickets for this Friday's virtual tour. So, okay. AZ Gamer wants to know who is going to be our next guest. Our next scheduled guest is going to be longtime director and current Fear the Walking Dead, longtime Walking Dead director, and current Fear the Walking Dead co-executive producer, Michael Satrazemis. We are very excited to get Michael on this show. He has been with the show from like the beginning, and he has worked his way up. He has directed a ton of the Walking Dead episodes, and I actually spoke to him today. He's in the process of getting ready to get back to work in Texas to resume filming of Fear. I spoke to him today on Instagram. We chat quite often. He is going to be our next confirmed guest, And we're kind of excited because Michael is going to be our first AMC sanctioned guest, since we are now working with AMC's public relations department, and they've approved our request for Michael and for future guests as well. I am working on another interview, a big one, but nothing's been confirmed or anything, so I'm not going to announce anything yet. But it's going to be a big one. I'm working on it, and I'm hoping to close the deal on it. But that's all I can say at the moment, because, I just don't want to jinx it. But we're going to have a lot of guests heading this way. So, yeah, stay tuned. Let's see, switching back and forth here. Cassandra writes, "Oh, great news." Gypsy Road also says that is so cool. Is the Gypsy Road wants to know, is the name of the big interview called Gypsy Road? Sorry, Gypsy, but no. The big one is not called Gypsy Road. But you are a fabulous guest, and I love having you on our show. That's why I selected you to be our guest on our 100th episode, 9 days ago. So anyway, let's move on, guys. I do have some more stuff to share with you today. Let's see. This is great. We have been getting a ton of questions from a lot of people, especially those not living in the United States, on where they can watch season 10 of The Walking Dead. It's not being released on Netflix till October. So I got a news alert today that there's a streaming service called Showmax, which is going to start showing season 10 complete of The Walking Dead. Showmax is not currently available in the United States. I went to their website. It's showmax.com. I don't know if Marie and Saz want to put that website up as well. Showmax.com. Because it's not available for me here in the U.S., and because of the limited time I had, because I got this news alert so late, just before the show went on, I wasn't able to examine whether it's a paid service, how much it is, and any of the other details. I'll try to look into that more after tonight's show. But for you guys that just can't wait till October to watch season 10, and you just currently don't have access to season 10 in your country, go to showmax.com and see if it's available for you there. And I hope it is. I really, really do hope it is. So we'll see. I hope it does. Like I said, I really hope it is available for you guys. Let's see what else is going on. Summer says, yes, please, Viz and Andrew. Gypsy says, thank you, friend. I was just having fun. I know. Kat writes, I have been able to buy season 10 to stream from Google Play in Australia. Yeah, like I said, season 10, Fear the Walking Dead, they're available in any country if you're willing to pay for it. If you just want to buy an individual episode, it's like $1.99 US dollars. There's a discount if you buy the entire season. So I know a lot of people don't want to spend the money, or it's too expensive, which is totally cool. So if a free option may pop up, I want to announce that. Tina on Facebook writes, as much as I love the cast, the biggest one I would love to meet or talk to would be Greg Nicotero. He's amazing with his work, and I absolutely agree with you there. He is amazing. So Showmax, if you guys check it out. AMC is, as we've talked about before, they are little by little releasing these little character profiles for the upcoming spin-off World Beyond. to introduce us to the characters before we actually see the premiere. Today's article was about the leader of the CRM Omaha faction, which is what the World Beyond is going to focus on, the CRM Omaha faction. So I brought that up. It's a big article. We're not going to read the whole thing, but we are just going to quickly glance through it. So there you have, that is Elizabeth. Elizabeth is the leader of the Omaha faction of the CRM, played by Julia Ormond. And it just goes on to say that the CRM is coming, and they are led by one woman, Elizabeth. It's been years since the helicopter took Rick away, and it's been even longer since helicopters first began buzzing over the Walking Dead universe. As Nico Tortorella Felix put it while speaking with Chris Hardwick on The Talking Dead, we have a lot of helicopters on our show, and for the first time, we get to really meet who's inside these helicopters. Scott Gimple, speaking during the World Beyond Comic-Con panel, echoed that same sentiment, saying the CRM is a huge part of the show. We find out a great deal about them. They are a very mysterious force. Their security and the community they keep secure are incredibly secretive. Regardless, we go into that community a little bit. We straight up meet people from the CRM. We see Elizabeth. It explains a lot about what we've seen in other shows. So we will find out. Maybe we'll get a flashback to that helicopter that whizzed over Rick's head in season 8. That was never explored beyond him just walking down the street, all bloodied up, holding his rifle, and a helicopter just whizzed by. And Rick had a lot of other stuff on his mind, so he didn't really pay that much attention to it. So who is Elizabeth? Elizabeth is a charismatic leader of a large, sophisticated, and formidable force known as the CRM. Within the world of The Walking Dead, the CRM works with Anne, who is Jadis, to abduct survivors who are sorted by A or B. On Fear the Walking Dead, we get a taste of their devotion to the cause of rebuilding society with Isabel, who says we are a force who are not living for ourselves or for the now. You have your stories already making every day the past. We have the future. That's the scene in Fear the Walking Dead where Al, in the last season, first part of last season, she comes across the CRM soldier, and they end up having to spend the next 24 hours together. And the CRM is under strict orders. Whoever finds out about them, they are to be eliminated. But she couldn't do it. She couldn't kill Al, and basically told Al to forget you ever met us, forget you ever saw me, and all that other good stuff. So, according to Ormond, who plays Elizabeth, she's another kind of community leader. She's more in the pragmatic zone. For me, the pragmatism that some of the characters have is really about devoting yourself to the future of the human race. Not even the planet. The planet is going to survive, but it's the human race that's at risk. What role do you take? What tactics do you sign up for? The buck has to stop somewhere. At Comic-Con, Ormond called the CRM a quite authoritarian community. The other survivors on the show meet Ormond and the CRM with varying degrees of skepticism. Hope says in a teaser for The Walking Dead World Beyond that they are not good people. And as we know from what's been leaked about the Rick Grimes movies, the CRM is conducting human guinea pig experiments on trying to find a cure for the zombie virus. And I want to explain, because we've brought this up numerous times in the past. Guys, when I say they're trying to find a cure for the zombie virus, they don't mean they're trying to find a way to make the dead be normal again. The dead are dead. There's no bringing them back. This cure that they're looking for is for everyone that's infected with the virus, where as soon as you die, you're going to become a zombie. So I just wanted to clarify, that is what they're working on. They're not trying to find a way to make the dead come back to normal. I don't know how many of you guys seen the Will Smith movie, I Am Legend, where, you can sort of call the creatures zombies, but they're not zombies. They're living human beings who got infected with a virus, and they didn't die. It just transformed them into these monsters. So he was working on a cure to bring them back. So there's a very distinct difference. Tina on Facebook writes, that's why I believe the two shows can come together. Let me flip over to YouTube. Let's see what's going on. Lincoln on Discord on YouTube says he has to go. Thank you for joining us, Lincoln. Gypsy Road says, Viz, do you know the AMC owns the streaming service Shudder? Yes, I did. Yeah, I did know that. And Glenn from The Walking Dead did a movie called Mayhem. It was bonkers, and I loved it. All right, I got to check that one out. Vanessa Perry writes Showmax. That's the name of the streaming service that is going to bring The Walking Dead Season 10 to people who don't currently have it. AZ Gamer on YouTube writes, they are just going to cure the infection only from those people who are alive but bitten. Right, Viz? Bitten, that's a kind of a tricky territory right there. When you're bitten, if there is a cure, that will be like working sort of like a vaccine. They're working on for people that are alive, not bitten, but they're all infected. They all have the virus, and the virus kicks in when you die. When you die, you turn into a zombie, a walker. That's what they're working on. As far as, hey, if you get bitten, if this supposed cure that they're working on is going to work on them, I don't know. I don't have an idea about that. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens when we get the news. So anyway, let me just go back to that CRM article and see if there's any other interesting stuff in there. Let me bring that back up. Here we go. So let's see. Who is Julia Armand? This is the actress. Julia was most recently seen in BBC's Gold Digger. She performed opposite Maya Rudolph. Her other recent works include Howard's End, written by Kenneth Lonergan for the BBC and Stars. So they're just giving a background on who the actress is. So there you go. That's who's going to be the leader in World Beyond of the CRM Omaha faction. So we got a little background info on her. Now, let's get started. We have about less than 20 minutes. I really want to discuss today's topic. And boy, did I pick a complicated one. Negan's ego. And how Negan's ego led to his downfall and eventual redemption. There's just too much stuff that can be talked about this for me to take down any kind of talking points, because where do you start? Really, where do you start? Where do you end? It's still an unfolding story with Negan on his road to ultimate redemption. So I invite you guys. I would love to hear from you. please go ahead and give me a call. If you're inside the United States, use any phone. The number is 718-509-9270. If you are outside the United States, please use Skype. Look us up by name, which is Walking Dead Now. Add us to your favorites, and it's a free Skype to Skype call if you use Skype and you're outside the US. So I'm just going to get us started, and I want to hear your guys' chats as well in regards to Negan. Now, in particular, Negan's ego, okay? I guess a good place to start is Negan believed that he had to become a monster because that's what the world needed at the moment that he came across the sanctuary. That's his interpretation. Okay, we know the survivors and the other groups went a whole different direction on that. So his ego got in. He took over the sanctuary. He became a dictator. There's no other way to put it. He became a dictator, without a doubt. He ran that his way. You either do it his way or you die. You get punished. He had a hierarchy for his people. You had the people that were the workers in the sanctuary, where their lives really sucked from the time they woke up till at night. They did manual labor. They were treated piss poor the whole time. And then you had his fighters, okay? The people that did his dirty work. And then you had his lieutenants. So he had built a hierarchy where he sits right there on top. Because we all know Negan's ego is, I don't even know what the right word is to describe what Negan's ego is. So, the biggest mistake, well, first of all, if he knew what was going to happen when he had those, the group lined up in the woods on their knees, when we first got to meet him at the end of season 6, the finale of season 6, and then into season 7, and he chose to kill Abraham. If he knew, how can I put this? His ego did not want to kill Rick. He knew Rick was the leader. If he was smart, Negan is very smart. If he was smarter, if he didn't let his ego get in the way, he would take out the leader. Okay, instead of Abraham, instead of Glenn, you take out the leader. Okay, you chop the head off the snake, and then you would think the rest of the group, without having their leader, would fall in line. No, that's not how he did it. He wanted to break Rick. And it's not because it was the best idea. It was to fulfill his own ego, his own egotistical needs. He just wanted to break him. And right after he killed Glenn, and Rick looked him in the eyes, and Rick told him, I am going to kill you. Not today, not tomorrow, but I am going to kill you. Negan saw that as Rick dropping the gauntlet, and Negan picked it up. Negan picked up the gauntlet, and he's like, really? All right, I'm going to have me some fun right now. And he broke him. He broke Rick. No doubt about it. He took him on that little ride. He put the axe right next to Rick. You want your piece? Come and get it. No. Rick, didn't have his chance there. Threw the axe out of the RV. Go get my axe. And even when Rick was facing certain death, hanging on to that hanging walker, surrounded by walkers, he was done. He was done. If Negan had not stepped in there and killed all the dead around him. He wanted him to live. Negan wanted him to live. He wanted to break him. And he did break him. He took him back to the campsite. And what better way than to break somebody than to go after their children? Carl was right there, unfortunately for Rick. And Negan, damn, did he use that to his advantage, all right. He laid Carl on the ground. And he was going to have his father. He had two options. Okay, he gave Rick two options. Either you cut your son's arm off, or all of your family, your friends right here, they're dead. I mean, talk about a shitty situation that Rick was put into. Now, Rick has his share of blame, where he screwed up the most, where Rick's ego got the best of him. And when they were at Hilltop and he was trying to make a deal with Gregory, he's like, yeah, we'll go take care of these savior group for you. His exact words were, we have no problem with conflict. And he stepped in it. Yep, he made a mistake. So both Rick and Negan both screwed up. Rick started it. He did start it. I'm not saying that Negan would not eventually have ended up right at the gates of Alexandria. He probably would have, without any kind of doubt, eventually. But yeah, when Rick and the group went in and killed that Savior's outpost, thinking that was the whole group, and they're done, he's dead. We fulfilled our end of the deal. And man, was he wrong. Then Negan screwed up by letting Rick survive. Instead of killing him, he wanted to break him. And did he break them? He broke Rick in about 1,000 different pieces. And this is where I got to give credit to both J.D. Morgan and Andrew Lincoln for the second half of the premiere of season 7. That very hard to watch episode where we lost Glenn and we lost Abraham. And right there where Negan was egging Rick on to cut Carl's arm off. Those two actors, both Andrew and Jeffrey, did such an amazing job. The look on Andrew Lincoln's face was so authentic. That's where you really, for me, acting wise, if Andrew Lincoln was going to win an Emmy for any one particular scene on The Walking Dead, it would be that one. And Gypsy Road just said the same thing on YouTube. Gypsy Road agrees with me. If Andrew Lincoln was going to win an Emmy, the one scene that you can point to and say, this is why this man deserves an Emmy, is just the look on his face, holding that axe while his son is on the floor. And Carl looks up at his dad, and Carl tells him, just do it. Do it, Dad. And Rick's face, Chandler Riggs, amazing job by Chandler. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, amazing. I love that scene. And this is from an episode that we can all agree was a great episode, but it was damn hard to watch, okay? We lost two huge fan favorites. They left us on that cliffhanger at the end of season 6, where we had to wait 8 long months to see who was going to be killed, even though we knew in the comic books that it was Glenn. Were they going to follow the comic books? And then we saw Abraham get killed. That broke our hearts. We thought Glenn would be safe, but no, they did a double whammy on us. They took away Abraham and they took away Glenn in one episode. Wow. Vanessa writes, the show should have lots of Emmys. I agree. Best drama and acting on TV. Gypsy Road writes, good shows like this don't get enough credit for the hard, fantastic work they have done. And Summer and I both agree with you there, Gypsy. Gamer on YouTube writes, Andrew just goes totally into the character, and it looks like those things really happened with them and others too. It was totally realistic. There's no other way to explain the way Andrew Lincoln portrayed that scene. Tina on Facebook writes, agree 100%. Mona is with us on Facebook. So is Jennifer and John Wesley on Facebook. Welcome to all you guys. Steven is also joining us on Facebook. So let's lead now a little bit further down the line. And as far as we know all the shitty stuff Negan did, let's go to where we started to see signs that Negan could be redeemed. Okay? And the one character that you got to look to for that was his interaction with Carl. His interactions with Carl, Carl was the one character, the one person from the communities that Negan, I don't want to use the word loved. I just have a hard time putting that word with Negan and Carl in the same sentence at that time. He respected Carl. He respected Carl for being the kid that he was, the teenager, having survived what he did survive, losing an eye. And we saw that when he asks Carl to take off the patch, and takes a look at his face, missing the eye, and he goes to him, man, that just looks really badass. And also Carl going into the sanctuary with the full intention of killing him. He didn't, obviously. I think even Carl, in that interaction that they had in that one episode, even he saw something in Negan that probably set off some alarm bells for Carl that says, hey, maybe this guy can be redeemed. Okay? So anyway, moving forward, Carl unfortunately dies. I know we're all upset about that, but we do lose Carl. He writes those letters, and those letters change the story moving forward in a profound effect. Carl's death changed the story moving forward in such a profound way. Rick spares Negan at the end of the war. He could have just let him die. You could have easily argued he deserved to die, but he spared him. Instead of letting him die, he chooses to lock him up and have him be an example of the new civilized world that him, Rick, and Michonne are putting together. And even while in jail, in the beginning, excellent job again by J.D. Morgan in how Negan was still so defiant. In the premiere of season 9, where he looks Rick, because Rick apparently is the only one who's going down and talking to Negan. And I believe Negan says something along the lines is, you're not building a better world, you're just getting it ready for me. So he's still being a prick. He's still being a prick. He's still egging him on. Then we get that whole interaction with Maggie. She just couldn't take it anymore. She went into Alexandria. She kept her distance and tried to do as Rick asked for as long as she could. So she went in there to try to, to kill him. But then she saw the man that he had become, a shell of himself, where we actually see the real vulnerable side of Negan. That interaction between Maggie and Negan in the cell at Alexandria, Negan wants to die. And he tells Maggie, I can't do it myself. He's begging her to kill him. And she goes to him, I came here to kill Negan. That's not you anymore. Okay? So anyway, moving forward again, the time jump happens. We lose Rick. We go forward 6 years. And in those 6 years, Negan is well along his way onto redemption. And nobody in Alexandria notices because nobody is really giving him a second thought. It is Gabriel and Michonne's responsibility to feed him and whatever. But the one person who does notice is Judith. And she's the one that doesn't remember him when he was a savior. She was too young. So she gets to learn the Negan that changed. The Negan that had redeemed himself. That nobody would give a second look to. And she also played a vital role in his redemption that's still ongoing. I think his ultimate redemption is going to come in this finale. It's going to happen between him and Daryl. Negan is going to do something extremely huge. Whether it's Negan that kills Beta or Daryl, I think that's kind of irrelevant. It's who does the most courageous act. We know that Daryl, Carol, and a bunch of other members get themselves all soaked up in the blood guts of the walkers, and they mix into the horde to whatever their plan is to try to get to Beta, try to get to the Whisperers. And I think Negan is a big part of that plan, not as a part of the group that's blending in with the walkers. I think he either volunteers or he has been given the task to actually go and do something which I don't know what it is yet. None of us do. But it's going to be something ultimately critical to defeating Beta. So that's going to seal the deal. In my opinion, what Negan is going to do in this finale is going to seal the deal. And I've said it before on the show. I really believe that Negan, come season 11, is going to be running Alexandria, who does not have a leader right now. Michonne is gone. Rick is obviously gone. So, I think it's going to be Negan. I really do. And it's going to all unfold in this finale that we're going to get on October 4th. So, I actually did that pretty good. We have a minute left. I want to acknowledge you guys. Man, did I go on a rant there. I'm sorry if I just kept going and going, guys. I just had a lot to say on this topic. AZ Gamer writes, yep, Negan and Carl, and I really miss these moments. Kat writes, Carl's selflessness broke through Negan's egotistical armor. Very well put, Kat. Gypsy Road says Negan is a lot like Darth Vader. Darth Vader did find redemption just before he died on Star Wars. Cassandra is agreeing with Kat and his innocence, referring to Carl. Let's see, just scrolling down the list here. Cassandra writes that episode is so deep. Gamer writes, what will happen when Negan meets Rick in the movies? Very interesting question. And we'll just have to wait and see. I have no idea. It should be interesting, though. Vanessa on YouTube writes, I loved his relationship with Judith, which helped redeem Negan. Yep. The Grimes kids have played the biggest role in Negan's road to redemption. Both Carl and Judith. So, both of them. Jason Byrne writes, I think Carol, Daryl, and Negan will all three defeat Beta and kill him. Gamer wants to know what will happen when Negan meets Rick in the movies. I don't know, man. We got to see. We got to see what's going to happen. And with that, guys, we are out of time. You guys are awesome. On a little side note, guys, tomorrow is August 12th. Today is my last day as a 45-year-old man. Tomorrow is my birthday, and as of midnight tonight, which is an hour and a half away from now, I'm officially turning 46 years old. So, yay me. Anyway, you guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to our YouTube viewers. Gypsy Road writes for you. Gypsy Road writes, "You're young. I'm 47." Thank you guys for the birthday wishes. Thank you, and I want to acknowledge my team. They made this amazing birthday video for me that I saw today, and it left me speechless. You guys are all amazing to work with every day. I'm honored to work with you guys every single day, and that video meant so much to me, and thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the hard work that you put into Walking Dead Now and to Dead Talk Live. I love all you guys. I love our viewers. I love my team. I'm just so blessed and honored to be around you guys every single night. So thank you so much. It means the world to me. And with that, till tomorrow night, guys, stay walking.